NBA YoungBoy and Yaya Mayweather are allegedly expecting their second child together, while his wife Jaslyn is also allegedly pregnant with their third child, making it his 14th child at just 25 years old. He's not stopping anytime soon. 2 fire emojis. You see, the 2 fire emojis are what make this most egregious. This is your culture. Rest in peace to the Godfather, but he told us, along with statistics, that 80% of y'all are having babies by 20% of men in the black community. And I say the word community very loosely. NBA YoungBoy represents black culture. Sex, violence, drugs, violence, and making a bunch of babies. And when I say making a bunch of babies, I don't mean you have a household and you and your wife make a bunch of babies. This man's got 13 children at 25 years old. And y'all love it. NBA YoungBoy isn't really the problem. Women carry the culture in a traditional household because women traditionally care more. You know what I'm saying? So I always feel like women serve such an importance in society by carrying the culture. That being said, this is your culture, ladies. You wonder why we don't bash the men so much on this channel? It's not because men have fragile egos. It's because everybody bashes men on their channels. And it ain't been working. Y'all keep getting got. And then you blame the man for not being shit. I just got off the phone with a woman. She was telling me about an acquaintance of hers. She's going through baby daddy issues. She met this man. A month later, she was pregnant. He was with her during the entire pregnancy and then broke up with her after the baby was born. And now he's somewhere else and got another baby on the way with somebody else. And all I hear is a tale of 2 crazy ass women. Because yes, this man ain't shit. But the movies and entertainment have been telling us that men ain't shit since before I was born in this country. So we got this woman, she meets a man, and within a month she's pregnant. What is that? What the hell is that? And then he was with you during the whole pregnancy and you surprised that he broke up with you or y'all didn't make it after the baby was born. You didn't know him before you got pregnant, baby. You have no idea who this man is, what he's about. Ladies, general rule of thumb, if the pregnancy lasts longer than the relationship before you got pregnant, it is 100% your fault, not even kind of his fault, because you didn't even get to know a man before you let him in you. Raw. That is the key word, raw. Why don't we use condoms out here in these streets? It's not just about children either. Do you want to catch something? Don't you know 1 in 4 people have the big H? That's why nobody cares that NBA YoungBoy has it, because it's common out here. Because y'all don't use condoms. But this is your culture. You celebrate this crap. NBA YoungBoy, Nick Cannon, Tyreek Hill. We know about them because they're famous. Then you have a nigga who I was raised by, Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake got 10, 11, 12 kids, something like that. Had a bunch of kids while he was married to my mama because she was goofy and stayed for all this time getting cheated on. And these women were laying down with married men making babies. But everybody wanted to blame him for not being shit. He raised me. He ain't never been no shit. And the fact that you let him inside you raw is crazy. If women actually wanted better for their daughters and the next generation of women, they would have taught them better. And let's just say, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You don't know better and you're not a good teacher, because you have to be a good teacher to be able to teach better. I get that. Benefit of the doubt. When a young man comes out with a song discouraging you from being a single mom rather than encouraging it, because y'all encourage single motherhood in your community because this is your culture. You encourage it. And if it wasn't encouraged, most of the women wouldn't be single moms when they have children. Ask any teacher. They're always dealing with single moms. They're very happy when a father is around. So when you meet a man, you hear his music, you hear a song that discourages it, and it's funny, you would think the women who want better for the younger generation would tell them they need to listen to this. But no. There was a female promoter in Chicago. She's a grown woman, about 45. She was like, I will never book you for a show. And I was like, so I'm guessing your child was born out of wedlock and you're mad instead of wanting better for the younger generation? That's another thing about your culture. Your culture does not want better for the younger generation. And it's obvious. I remember when I was a kid, they didn't get a lot of things right, but they got some things right. When I was a kid, I couldn't listen to certain music around them. I had to sneak and listen to them. I'll never forget that video of those 4-year-olds singing, bend that ass over, let that coochie breathe, hands on your knees. I was like, but we getting off topic. Obviously, NBA YoungBoy, Nick Cannon, Tyreek Hill, Jacob Blake. Niggas like this have a problem, but the women are so much worse because you're letting this problem inside you raw. You're reproducing with this problem. And it's all because, not in Jacob Blake's case, but in these other 3 cases, I've heard women say shit like, well, he has the money. Remember how I said women carry the culture? Women have told the world how unimportant the black man is by saying, with money, I'm good by myself. That's why y'all raise these little motherfuckers who you can't handle. These ski mask wearing little punks, gun toting, and angry about it. Just angry at the world. Probably because their father doesn't care about them. Because you made a baby with a man who wasn't shit, who told you he didn't want that baby. He told you he didn't want you or that baby. And you had the baby. But before you even got pregnant, you let him inside you raw because you was horny. Let's just be real. I don't know any man who really wants some coochie. If a woman says you have to have a condom, he won't go out and find a condom. He's not going to go out and go home. It's not going to happen. Or, don't you got a purse? Purse got everything in it but a condom. Purse got everything in it but a condom, baby. This is your culture. Raw sex. Making these babies that nobody wants. And these babies feel it. Since I'm black, I have an affinity for black people because I'm black. Despite how they've treated me my whole life and during this journey. When I first started the Now You a Single Mom, you dig, and I was looking for women to stitch to promote the song, do you know that I purposely wasn't using black women? To the point where I got called out. And I wasn't using black women on purpose simply because we know most black moms are single moms. So I was like, why rub salt in all these wounds? And I also know black people hate accountability. They absolutely hate it. They can do whatever they want. But if you say exactly what they did, they get truly offended. Ain't that a bitch? I purposely wasn't using black women because I was like, man, most of them, like, ask a teacher. Ask a teacher at a predominantly black school. How many of these kids got single moms? Come on now, don't play with me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just, I'll take it easy on them. Do you know who was most offended? By far, wasn't even close. To this day, the blacks have a hard time embracing me, even though they laugh behind closed doors. I had a very nice sister hit my inbox. She was like, hey, I don't want to show up in your likes, but I love all your videos. But, you know, sometimes people get fired at my job for making the company look bad or for offending people. And there's a bunch of single moms in the office, and I don't want anybody to go snooping through my likes to show that I was liking your content and they get offended and I might lose my job. But I want you to know you're hilarious. I was like, damn. And what y'all don't understand is that I've been nice. I've been quite tame, but I guess the gloves have to come off. Because even though I've been so nice, Y'all be treating me like I'm public enemy number one. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy is on his 13th and 14th child. Nick Cannon is on his third. How many kids Nick Cannon got? 12. And Mr. Holy himself, Keith on stage, was just playing spades with him on his platform. Y'all celebrate these type of niggas. You tell them they're the problem at the same time though. But nobody wants to talk about all these women. NBA YoungBoy and Nick Cannon are two problems. These women are way more than two though, I'll tell you that. How many baby mamas they got? Each. That's our society. A couple niggas with 4, 5 baby mamas. And then these baby mamas got 3, 4 baby daddies. That's the culture. Why do y'all want this disgusting cycle to continue?